Wow, WB, you just keep doing yourselves dirty. Christopher Nolan, you got Clint Eastwood, you got the Looney Tunes, you got the DC with Batgirl. What are y'all doing? And now jury number 2? Really? Really? Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon reviewing jury number 2. Even though Clint Eastwood can make billions for WB, they're like, nah, we're not even going to really release this. Oh, maybe max it. Oh, maybe only 50 screens on November 1st. Anyway, quick premise. We have juror number 2, who is like, you know what? Sure, he got picked for the jury duty. However, the case he is on, Nicholas Hoult's case, maybe he done it. And now he's wondering, ooh, do I say anything? Do I say he's guilty, not guilty? Should I put the jury pool in a separate direction to prove his innocence, his guilt? What is going on in his mind? So, did I like this film? Yes. This is a well-crafted, just straight by the books dad movie that works tenfold. You have a fantastic cast. Even though a lot of cast members in this movie, I feel like they said, ooh, this might be Clint Eastwood's last film. It's time for me to get on that docket and just say, hey, Mr. Eastwood, I know this might be your last film. Can you put your hands up? I really want to be in your film. Because it has Kiefer Sutherland, like I said, Nicholas Hoult. You have Toni Collette. You have J.K. Simmons. You have just a star-studded cast when you think about it. Like the jury members, you recognize every one of them. Like one of them's the cop from Reno 911. And each other character, you're like, yeah, I've seen him in a movie, seen him in a movie, seen him in a movie. So if you are part of this cast, I have no issue with it. The story itself, it looks like this is his first time writing a film, was jury number 2, and pretty solid. Because it's hard to, make a good court case drama. Like The Lincoln Lawyer does a good job. Anatomy of Fall does a good job. Here, I thought I did a well-crafted job of, defense, prosecutor, what's going in the jury's mind. Having the court case, that case itself of doing the jury witnesses or, the witnesses going to the stand, maybe the first 30 minutes of the film, and then the other rest of the film is Nicholas Hoult trying to figure out himself, as well as what the juror members are going through and who they are, what they're doing, what their stories are, why they think this person's guilty or not guilty. Tattoo, Boys and Girls Club, children at home, third time doing jury duty, and she thinks that she needs to do right and not have just an acquittal because it proves that she did nothing right. So there's a lot of just interesting aspects going on with each different character, and each character has their own story, and it's hard to do that with 12 different jury members. Yeah, sure, some of them are like the old lady or the stoner and things like that, but that's fine. We don't need the 12 angry men of each single character. We just need the just good ones from the ones that actually are going to make the story go forward. Like I said, I like the story, I like the acting, the look, like barely any CGI, if any. This is a straight up by the books, very little post production. Clint Eastwood probably going, and then action. That's better be your best take because it cut. And Nicholas Hoult, fantastic at the end scene. Like this is an Oscar nomination performance for sure. But again, WB decided to Clint Eastwood and just hindered a lot of things. A24 kind of did that too with the Iron Claw, and they don't know what movies they really want to push. This one, sure, it probably would not have gotten that many nominations or awards, but I do feel like if it pushed it, even like Nosferatu should get more, but it won't. Unfortunately, it will not. So some negatives you can say are the ending for being somewhat ambiguous of what is actually going to occur to some of these characters. And I think, like, what's going to occur. So this might be some spoilers of what is going to occur. So Toni Collette shows up at Nicholas Hoult's door, right? And it's kind of a stalemate of looking at them in the eyes of, is she going to turn him in? What happened to the Forerunner? What happened to this and this? In my personal opinion, I think she's going to do something to reopen the case. I could be wrong. Even though it's going to hinder her career, that could happen. Also, another side of the story could be, her checking in on him to see how the family's really doing, of more of like, I'm okay, kid, okay, there you go. And There's also other dilemmas I really like in this movie when it came to the tattoo in the Boys and Girls Club. That's the guy from Reno 911. He's also in the movie, one of the black cops. And his thing is basically like, it doesn't matter for him if you turn to left field. You have that tattoo on your neck. You've done drugs. You've sold these drugs to little kids through and throughout. So that dilemma is very true. Same with Sicario of like, do you really trust someone or do you kill the bloodline? It's not the same as killing the bloodline, but do you take someone bad off the street? And there's little things like that. So overall, Jury number 2, I really dug this film. When it comes to Blu-ray, I will buy this one. This is going to go on the wall for sure. I just rented it. Like I said, I want to get as much 2024 movies out there to watch to get my top 25 list. But yes, it's a subtle movie. It works. It doesn't need any flash or flares or just gunshots or anything like that. It was a straight by the book, greatly written, acted. Oh, and I'll say one thing. So before I get my score, you have a bunch of keyboard warriors out there saying, oh, I can't believe they did this, or this, or this. And you have some people like, well, when I was on a jury, it is true. It's just so funny. People on the internet are like, that would seriously occur. What are they talking about? It's like, you've seen too many Law and Orders to know what actually occurs in the courtroom and what is actually going through some of these jury members' minds. Because you could get a lot of cases nowadays of like acquitted or guilty. And the judge also has a little bit of political motivation, if you want to put it that way, with what is going on in the world today. But anyway, keyboard warriors aside, I like this film a lot. So jury number 2 will receive a 4.5 out of 5 with Futons, which equals that 90%. So let's see the critics' and news scores gave this one. So you have critics a 92% with 166 of them, 91 with the audience. Holy cow, over 250. Critic consensus. A legal thriller with heavy consequence. A Juror 2 is less a summation of Clint Eastwood's storied directorial career than another terrific reminder of his knack for plain spoken drama. And this guy's 94. 94. Bonkers. Anyway, 92, 91, 90. Chase Hike here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know things Blue Futontopia. You Blue Futon. And stay watching. Have a great day. Watch this tape tomorrow week for a month. Or need a front every single freak. One of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And what would you do if you were juror number 2?